All right. Let's do this. Man, man, oh man. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That was something. But anyway, hello, hello, hello. The name is King Crab Cakes, and I'm here today to chat around and mostly talk about the weekend, how it's been, and basically, yeah, and basically just the absolute dumpster fire that was the Super Bowl. It's so bad my mic wanted to go away. That's how bad it was. My mic doesn't even want to hear the bitching. But yeah, that's kind of how it is. That's what we're gonna talk about at least for now. Maybe we'll talk about some other stuff too. I got some stuff lined up, but it really does depend on whether or not I really feel on touching on those other issues. Might just do that on Friday, but I'm not really sure. Not really sure. But yeah. So Super Bowl 60. Super Bowl 60 was basically it's just basically this image right here. Yeah, that's this is Super Bowl 60. There's nothing else to really say other than that, but I can continue to keep going on and explain it if it's not so clear, I guess. But yeah, I'm not really surprised, but you know, visualizing it and thinking about it, planning it, it's a lot different than actually experiencing it. So yeah, I thought this. I definitely didn't think it would be as high of a score than that what we would get towards the end. Honestly, I was hoping for maybe a Rams Patriots Super Bowl type of score. That was kind of the best option. That's the best scenario one could hope for if you're a Pats fan here. But it turned out to really just be a game of hmm, what's the word? Attrition. Yeah, it was a game of attrition, but not really, since we had over 5 turnovers in that entire game, plus five. No, it's not five. It's more than that, but I'm not going to acknowledge any more than that. No way. But yeah, it wasn't good. So I guess I can go with the good parts, right? I can just start off with the good, and then the bad, and then the ugly. The good, uh, the defense, it held its best. It played pretty well for the most part. For all 4 quarters, honestly. Um, we were getting to Sam Darnold and stopping the run very well at the beginning of the game. It was going pretty well. Um, it looked like Sam Darnold was getting pressured a lot, and he was getting pressured a lot. They were getting over there to him pretty well. The pass rush wasn't amazing, crazy. Like there wasn't any like 5 sack type of game like we had in the versus the Texans or anything like that. We didn't have that, but we certainly were getting to him. And it looked like there was a couple of balls where he felt rushed. He was hurried. and he was throwing some very inaccurate balls that could have been picked off. Right, that's good. You want to see that at the beginning. Um, yeah, that's good. The secondary was playing phenomenal. I guess hats off to Gonzo over there and keeping JSN from actually making any plays. Um, Two notable breakups during I think that first in I think maybe the second quarter. Uh, Again, one of those was like just Darnold just being completely inaccurate because he was being pressured. Um, but not inaccurate enough to where he threw a pick, sadly enough. But yeah, it's neither here nor there. They're deflected, which is good. Um, Hawkins was playing very well. He had to come down from the safety position. Made a few key tackles. And some very tough and contested third down situations. Very good. The whole linebacker core was doing pretty well, and there was stuff in the gaps or getting in the holes, keeping keeping the line from getting really pushed towards them. But yeah, that's all I can say for well, special teams did their thing. They did their thing. We kept Raheed Shaheed from doing any crazy returns or anything like that, which is good. It's great. It's great stuff. And you think after me explaining all that there would be some production, there would be some sort of reward for that type of hard work from the defense. But yeah, it turns out like, not at all. Actually, not at all. And then now we're getting straight to the ugly, and the ugly is simply this. The ugly is, despite us keeping them, uh, basically the three for the entire first quarter, and only letting them score six more points in the second quarter. The offense uh, didn't do anything actually during that entire time. During the entire first half, didn't score anything. No great field position. Well, actually, we did get I think I remember. I think there was one time where we got to like maybe like the 35 or something like that. But overall, we couldn't move the ball. They couldn't move the ball at all. It seemed like for some reason the play call. We're gonna start. We're gonna start with the line. We're gonna start where every good football team should start, at the line, right? The line got eviscerated. It got torn to shreds. Now it wasn't that bad at first, right? It wasn't that bad at first. I'm not gonna lie there. It was bad at first. Will Campbell got, and I don't know. It makes me wonder about why they made the pick where he was at in the first place. Because he's a first rounder actually. And I keep thinking back to that. I'm wondering, could we have just traded up to get like a Joe Alt or something like that? Could we have done that? Or was there any other lineman that could have been maybe left tackles that were out there that could have, or maybe there could be linemen that can make the transition that could have went over there and done a better job. And then I think back to Denver with their rookie, who's doing an amazing season right now. So I'm thinking, and they picked that guy later than Campbell, if I remember right. So it just makes me wonder what exactly was the thing that Wolf really saw in the guy. Wilson, the left guard, he didn't do as I'm not gonna say he did moderately better, right? But he did a serviceable job given what he had. There was one just straight up, just just straight up F tier block against another rookie that Seattle had in their D tackle. I forgot what his name was, but I wonder if they have him in here. Let's go by play by play. I wonder if they have it here. I don't know if they have. I don't know if the count sacks here. They probably don't. No. But I think his name was 98. But yeah, it rookie just bull rushed him straight into fucking it didn't even look fair. Just grabbed his fucking shoulder pads from the outside, not even like a straight push from the inside of the pad, just outside the pad, bull rushed him straight towards Drake. And it's like, okay, that's just, you can't beat that. Well, you can actually, but you can't catch those. You don't catch those type of blocks. And this is what was Campbell was doing a good majority of the time. He was catching the fucking pass rush. And I'm like, that's not how you do that. That is not how you do that. You're not supposed to do that as a left tackle. I know because I played it. Believe it or not, like as skinny as I am, I actually played it. And that's not what you're supposed to do. If you know you're going against a guy who can definitely beat you fast, there's nothing you can really do about that, especially if you're doing hard count. You just gonna have to be a little quicker. But if it's someone who's stronger than you, and you know they're stronger than you, the best thing you can do is get in their way. You get in their way in the pass block, you won. You won. There's nothing they can do. If you get in their way, and if you get in their way long enough, you won. Right? You win. And sometimes, and it's been a thing with him, with Campbell, this entire postseason, to the point where I wonder. And they say he was getting off an injury when he came off and got back on. Those I think 2 games earlier before the playoffs, and he looked okay. But I was thinking, why didn't we just let him rest? Keep the guy we had in there. I think his name is Lowe. Keep the guy because he was doing pretty well himself. He was doing great. I wouldn't say he would. Well, great as much, but he was doing a serviceable job. He was doing what he needed to do. We could run to the left. We could run the ball from the scrimmage to the left with him. And that to me, I care about that more than pass blocking personally. But that's just it. He wasn't the best pass blocker, but he wasn't the best pass blocker. But we could run to the left with him, with Lowe. And he did a good job being like the extra lineman, right? He did that like a good majority of the season. But when he had to replace Will Gamble, he wasn't terrible. He wasn't terrible. I wouldn't say he was, right? But man, it's like we already know that. Okay, and now I'm gonna get a little bit more up in the ranking. The right side wasn't necessarily amazing. We could run to the right, had the extra lineman and low with Moses and I forget his name every time with Bradbury. the center. And it was working fine. We were running the ball okay. Again, this was going to be a game. This was going to be a defensive game. So getting 3 or 4 yards a run is not bad in those type of games. It's not bad at all. You would want to be third and short than third and long. And for some reason, I've noticed people were complaining about that. And I have to say, I don't know what the heck you're seeing, but what I'm seeing is that that's a good thing. I don't know what the heck what you're gonna think a variable is going to make this team into, but it is not going to be just some fucking air raiding offense. No, if you watch Tennessee, you know exactly what he wants to build, which again kind of makes me confused as to why we chose Will Campbell. I I don't know. It makes me very confused as to why we chose Will Campbell. If we're gonna see in the next draft, I'm gonna be honest here. I think it really does depend on how long Moses wants to continue playing. Um, but if you tell me that next draft or this draft we're gonna get another tackle, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. Uh, next, I guess going up from that, you go from line to your receivers, right? That's typically how you go. Um, and the receivers, they didn't they didn't really contribute all too well, like at all. To be honest, until that fourth quarter with the whole Mac Hollins like 35-yard like bomb to from May, right? And maybe a couple catches here and there from Ramondre, and I think that how many. Let me go back to something because I think there's one stat I'm very curious about. I know there's a bit of stat padding. You can argue stat padding in that last quarter, but I'm not going to say that. They're trying to get some yards and actually wins. I'm not going to say that. I wanted to see. What my score is at? How many catches did Diggs get? 3 catches. Yeah. Somehow and that's what I was thinking. Matt Collins has the most catches. Not really the most, but he has the most yards in the game. Matt Collins. I keep saying Collins. Matt Collins has the most yards in this game. More than Douglas with 5 receiving catches. More than Stevenson, which is good. I think he has 5 receiving catches. More than Diggs, our supposed number one, with 37 yards. And now I know for a fact that was all during like the last few quarters because he wasn't getting the ball at all. Not at all. So I don't even know. More than Henry, he only had like 3 catches for 31 yards. Longest being like 16. It this is another thing. Like there are so many things that we're gonna have to think about in the off season, and I wonder what's gonna happen. I don't know. Um, the team is not. I'm very curious about what this team's gonna look like in the off season. Once the new season comes up. Um, I don't know. And there were certain, and we're gonna get to this to the next level, which is quarterback. Um, they're they weren't helped out as much when it comes to where some of the ball were like ball placement were given to them. There's some of them were like behind the back, some of them were over the shoulder, some of them were just they couldn't really get it. There's no way they could have got it, no way at all. But yeah, it Seattle wasn't doing anything all too special. They were getting right in their face. Also, I've noticed that like Chisholm wasn't getting any like time at all. He wasn't even in there, which is funny because he he was one of the few receivers who seemingly knows how to beat these zones. He's smart enough to beat the zone. He knows how to actually find the weak spots, which is funny. He didn't get any. I don't think I've seen him get any reps, but apparently I think he did. Did he? I don't think he even did. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I didn't see him out there. Maybe I can get corrected somewhere else, or maybe there's somewhere I can see that, but it's whatever. Uh, the Seattle wasn't doing anything crazy. They were doing as they've done all year. They were being physical. They were playing aggressive zone. They weren't they weren't just gonna let you have it. They weren't just gonna say, "Oh, I got my zone. That's it." No, oh no, you got in the weak spot. Like no, they were gonna let you. They were gonna be physical, and the reason why Diggs wasn't really in this game was because they were physical. They were more physical to the point where I was kind of like, okay, this is a bit much. They literally pushed fucking Kayshawn out of fucking bounds, and I'm like, what are we doing? What is this? Like that is way beyond fucking 5 yards. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I guess that's fine. The one time where the refs don't want to want to let him play, the one time where the refs want to let him play, they let him do this in the Super Bowl. I mean, you would think during the Super Bowl you would want to be as cautious as you possibly can. Um, hey, I'm not gonna make the rules there. I'm not a ref, so I wouldn't know. I'm a fan. But it's that's just how it is for the receivers. Um, it's not like they were even given that much to really work off with. But again, we're all taking this in levels. We talked about the line, talked about the receivers. Now we're gonna get to the quarterback. Drake May he played Drake May played like he didn't know what the fuck was going on. No, he wasn't playing like CJ. Okay, he wasn't that fucking rattled, right? People are saying he was rattled straight from the beginning. Like I don't believe that. There were times, and again, it goes right back down to the line. It goes right back to the line. Everyone knows where the weakness is on this offense. Everyone knows what side to look out for on this offense. Everyone knows where to take advantage of this offense, and that is the entire left side, sometimes even center of this line. We could not run the ball. Getting those huge home run hitting type plays from running the ball, and we're not at that point yet. We're at QB. We're gonna get the coaching, but for some reason we went away from that and we decided to say, okay, we're gonna throw it. We're gonna throw the ball, right? We're gonna throw the ball. And the way to get your young year two quarterback into the game, starting off the game, I would say is to give them the easy throws, give him the short throws, get his completion up, so he can be confident in throwing them intermediate to deep passes, which you're going to have to inevitably do. As if you watch the Super Bowl, he did try to get those passes in. The problem is he couldn't do that because for some reason we weren't doing those short passes. We weren't trying to keep the line from being overtly, insanely aggressive the entire game, which it seems like they were just doing it. And it's not like it was the first time this happened. This happened damn near the entire all postseason. It happened the entire time. We couldn't, for some reason, understand. And this is the basics, like Pop Warner football. Like the way how you stop a aggressive defense is by doing the short passing game, by doing screens, by making trick plays. As everyone loves trick plays in the postseason. It's just really important to do that. I'm not a fan of trick plays. But and you're not gonna help Drake by just having him just go off shooting from the waist and just saying, "Hey, here you go, just go ahead and hit these weak spot of these zones without, pulling this defense back a little bit from the fucking from the collar because oh no, if we go too far, we might get a short pass, right?" And there's times when Seattle was just saying, "We know what you're doing. We're just gonna blitz," and Drake had no answer to that, and I wouldn't expect him to have an answer to that. The entire postseason when people did that, from the Chargers to Houston to Denver even, and though Denver, I would argue he had an answer for it. I would argue he looked way better in Denver than Houston. There was a bit of progress there, but and he's shown this throughout the regular season too. He had struggles against the cover one, and he learned from that. He learned how to get past that. I think this year 3 is going to be basically him actually acclimating into the offense, because this is the first year. This is the first year with this new group, and I think for some reason people are forgetting that. I don't know why, but that's just the way I was going to be. But yeah, it's kind of crazy, and people are saying, "Oh no, this is a bust." Like, it's the second year, man. I don't know. I'm not worried at all. I am a bit worried about some of the throws he made. Some of them made no goddamn sense at all. But again, it's hard for me to say I wouldn't throw that. It's hard for me to say, oh, I would never throw that, because for one, I don't play quarterback. But for two, and you look at the situations when he was doing that, they were already like down by like 12. They were down by almost 2 scores by then. And in that fourth quarter, that's all they had. And that's when he was playing aggressive. And he went back to those old tendencies of when he fell behind, because I actually watched him in college, because my family, they're like the Gamecocks, right? They're like South Carolina, and they occasionally play each other. So I've seen him play under pressure, and if the game isn't really going the way how it needs to go, he's gonna try to be aggressive with the ball, and I think that might be a problem. But it wouldn't be a problem if we weren't. Again, we're not there yet. We're still at quarterback. We're still at QB. We're still at that third level. But yeah, there were some decisions that Drake was making that it did cost him a lot. Some things like that one rollout, that one play action rollout, where it seemed like he for some reason missed Hunter Henry, and it seemed like he was just throwing the shit away, right? He was just throwing the shit away, which is weird because he could have just threw it out of bounds that way. It really did make me wonder exactly how good that shoulder was. People were just saying he's fine. I'm like, you're fine? Are you sure? Because, and this is another thing. He's, again, second year quarterback. We're gonna have to work on just throwing the fucking ball away. I get it. Want to see if there's gonna be something that comes up that's gonna change. I'm sorry, our receivers are not that good. And this is something that everyone knew. Our receivers are not that good. The reason why we were able to do as much as we did during the regular season was because no one knew who our receivers were, frankly. Except for Stephon Diggs, who was the pseudo one, because he hasn't been the one for a long time. He was the only number one there, really. And everyone else was kind of okayish. It's an army of unknowns, which in some cases is very good, in some cases is very bad. Here in the Super Bowl, it's very bad. It's very, very bad. Right? As much as you saw the improvement from Booty, he's not gonna be doing these crazy contested like catches over these very aggressive corners that are actually physical. He's not gonna be making those catches. He's not that guy. He's like a B all around guy. He's a B all around receiver. Pop Douglas, I still don't understand why we weren't using him as much as we could have been using him in the slot. Best way to beat those that type of zone is slot, and I don't understand why we weren't using him like that. Because we're still not at that level yet. But there were times where Drake was just again throwing balls like behind like receivers and behind and some of them were just dirt balls, not straight up dirt balls, but he wouldn't be able to get the ball out there because he's under pressure. He's under this immense pressure from the left side. There's one play where he just and Campbell just got fucking bull rushed because he decided to catch. He decided to catch him. It's instead of trying to just meet him halfway. That's how you. Anyway, just decided they just eat the bull rush. He goes straight over to May, and it's not like it was like super quick though. He had like I would say maybe like almost 2 seconds, and that technically is enough time, but the play very clearly wasn't a 2-second play. But you can see May literally looking to his left because he knew just from his peripherals like Campbell was getting fucking beat. And he was doing that a good amount of the game. You could see him looking towards his left. And they were blitzing a lot from the left too. They knew exactly what their weakness is. Again, Seattle is not going to be disguising all that much. They did sometimes, but not really. If we were going to be really honest. There's only like a few plays where they did. Where like, oh, we're going to do all zero. Oh, we're going to pull back. I mean, I wouldn't call that something that's that out of scheme. Like, if we had problems not recognizing that would be something they would do, I would have a very big. Again, we're not there at the we're not there at the fourth level. We're still at QB. But for some reason, May wasn't recognizing some of those. Um, he wasn't seeing those, and that led to some very unfortunate plays, like the two picks. Technically, I guess you could say, I guess, a pick from what's his name? There was a pick from there was a pick from Josh Jobe. That was really just a really an arm punt, honestly, I think. And then there was one from I think Demarcus Lawrence. Was it him or was it hmm yeah, I'll say it here. Interceptions, yeah. It was from Nosu. It was an interception from Nosu, and that was basically the one to fucking seal it. But then there was the other one from Love, which was just an arm punt. Basically, that was the one he was throwing. He threw in the fucking almost triple coverage. I still don't know what that play was, but again, fourth level. We're still on third, and I don't know what happened. I do know what happened actually. He was rushed, and he tried to be really aggressive, and they were kind of doing a no huddle, hurry up type of offense at that point with the whole arm punt, which didn't make any sense, but it did make sense because it's like the fourth quarter. People were saying, "Oh, there's still time." Like, no, there's not enough time. There's not enough time to at this point. I think it was like man, it's they were already up by like two scores by then. And at that point, yeah, you're gonna have to hurry. You don't have that much time. So I understand that. It was just a really bad decision. And it's very clear that they did not practice that. And now we're gonna get over to the fourth level, which is the coaching. I don't know what the fuck Josh McDaniels was doing, the game plan for this game. And the main thing that kind of told me, I don't know if Drake May was really all the way healthy for that game, was one moment, and that was I think they were like, I think it was like third and so 13, I think maybe something like that, and they got Drake threw a pass over to, I think it was it Henry? Not too sure. It might have been Henry, but he threw it to Henry. He couldn't get all the way up over there since it was like a zone, and the guy was right there. And that actually might have been Henderson. No, no, it was Henry. I think it was Henry. And he got up to maybe like to where it would be like fourth and third. It would be fourth and three. And for some reason, actually no, I could have sworn. Where was that play? I don't think it has it here. No, I don't think they do. But there's a play where they got up to like third and three, and for some reason, yeah, this was why they decided to do a RB draw with Henderson, and it went nowhere. They saw that immediately and just crashed down, and and that was like during the first quarter. I think that was like the first quarter, and they did that, and that made me think, holy shit, we did not come in here with a game plan. And I get it. I get it. Josh McDaniels is like this awesome, like great offensive scheming legend. It's like there were several times during the season where there were. I just had it in my back of my head, and it's like, what are we doing? Why are we not attacking the very obvious weaknesses of some of these teams? Why are we doing this like poking and prodding BS where we're not actually attacking the weak. We're not acting as if we have a game plan. We're just going off of plays. This this person over here is just calling up and thinking, oh well, I guess that doesn't work. I guess well, let's try going to this. Oh, I guess that doesn't work. Well, let's go with this run play here. Oh, I only got us like 3 yards. Let's go back to another intermediate throw. What? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's very strange. And to me, this might be one of those more of one of those first year issues because we're not really they weren't really gelling as well as people think they were. I actually watched the entire season. There were points, there were specific points where even Variable was wondering what the heck are we doing on offense and why aren't we just taking advantage of the very obvious weak points of some of these teams. Like people would say that we have one of the most terrible run games. I would argue no, we don't. I would argue no, we don't. We actually have a pretty good run game. It's just very hard to see due to the fact that the play calling sometimes it's just terrible when he Josh. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand it. He hates running the ball. He hates running the ball, and it's it's crazy because when Vrabel actually just kind of put the fire under his ass about it, and so was the media. All of a sudden, we started running the ball, and we were running great. We were running amazingly. That big play from Henderson, and where Drake May was pseudo blocking, all the way to that during that Buffalo game. That was that same week where people were like, "What the hell are you doing? Run the ball." And all of a sudden, we were running the ball well. We were running the ball amazingly. We had Drake running himself with options. We knew exactly how to hit the Bills where they clearly were not well at, which was run blocking. And then mid one half, it was there, and it kind of shorted off, kind of tapered off in the second half, but that second quarter, but then the second half, gone. We just stopped. We did one run, went for like 3 yards, and just said, "Oh, it went 3 yards. What? I guess we gotta go back to throw it." And whoa, 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 stop! That is not how that works. 3 yards is like, I'm not gonna say it's amazing, but it's not fucking terrible. You got 3 yards. Run it again. They got the jump on this play. That doesn't mean they're going to get the jump on the next few plays because they clearly weren't good at that. And it continued into the playoffs where they, well, but yeah, it's really weird. In the obvious weakness, I would say for Seattle would be the fact that they need everyone. They need everyone to try to stop a run, right? They need everyone to try to stop a run. They're not that good at stopping the run. They aren't. They really aren't. And yeah, they got a pretty good pass rush when they stun, and when they, it's very clear that our entire left side was just not good enough to stop them. That's just something that they're gonna have to fix in the off season with that. And hit the fucking weight room, do fucking squats. Campbell, yeah, do more bench. Wilson, don't let a guy get past your face. Bradbury. Uh, again, that's gonna be another off season question. Like, but again, we're talking about the coaching here. Um, I don't understand this with Josh right here, and it's one of those things where I think it's not something you can really do anymore. I don't think, and you could maybe argue maybe Shanahan, but Shanahan's different because he comes in with an actual plan. He comes in with a plan. He knows what he wants to do. He's gonna see if you actually prepared yourself for what weaknesses you have, and he's gonna try to attack that. And then if that doesn't work, they're gonna do something else. But with and McVay comes in full. I know what I want to do. I know what your weakness is. We have the guys who are gonna get after that weakness. We're gonna attack it, and we're gonna attack it all damn day. And that's what McVay does, and that's what makes McVay. He's a very good coach for a reason. Because he does the bare minimum thing, which is attack the weaknesses of teams extremely hard. Attack those defenses very hard. Make it very difficult for them to play the way they want to. And for some reason, McDaniels is just trick plays and fucking and HB draws. And I think that it's mostly because he's not used to this team, and he's not used to. He's not used to. I don't want to talk that much, but this isn't like 2016 Patriots team. This is not that team. It's not 2018 Patriots. It's not that team. It's not. It's not. This isn't like a 2012 Patriots. No, it's not. It's not any of those teams. It's not. It just isn't. um, it really isn't. And honestly, it just goes towards the off season, what they're gonna do. I'm hoping by the time we get to the second season, with this group, McDaniels will probably have an understanding of what they can and what they can't do. I would have thought he would have had the idea by the end of the season. It seemed like he didn't. There were several plays where he called. I didn't know why he called them. Again, we weren't getting these huge home run from the backfield straight to the end zone type runs, but it's not like it was terrible. We were getting some positive yards in the run, and that's really all you need, because you don't want to be third and you don't want to be 3rd and 15. You want to be at least 3rd and 7, right? And for some reason, we weren't making it hard for the defense. We really weren't. They didn't have to guess anything, really. Even I was kind of looking at this. I was looking at the fucking call. I was like, oh, they're just gonna do a fucking intermediate pass, maybe like a post, and maybe in post route, maybe I don't know, Hunter's gonna go over there and try to sit in the zone. Maybe he's gonna do like a 2 ends. Maybe Hooper's gonna go up and do a corner route or something like that. It's like, it wasn't really that hard to see. We weren't doing hardly any play action, and when we did, for some reason, we did the same stuff we did in Denver, which it made me think, again, maybe this injury Drake May had was a little bit deeper than people were acting as if it isn't. Ah, man. And again, we weren't doing any short passes, no screen, hardly any screen. I don't think we ever did a screen, actually. I don't think we ever did. I think we did one time, and that didn't go anywhere. We weren't doing it enough to the point where they weren't thinking about it, right? So that wasn't going anywhere. We weren't really making any specific plays that were hot routes from from like any like R&B type specific halfback kind of plays, right? We weren't really doing all that too much. Um, I get the idea of trying to push back the safeties and stuff like that. I get that, but there's gonna be times, and it seemed pretty clear that they were just going downhill, and the best way to stop a team from going downhill is by doing dinking and dunking. As unfortunate as that seems, as boring as that might seem, uh, dinking and dunking works against aggressive defense. It keeps them to stops them from pulling their ears back and just going for it the whole time. It makes them have some discretion. Oh shit! Oh, they might actually do a screen. Oh, that's a short, um, quick and out. It's a short slant pass. Oh no! Like it makes you do that. But I don't think, again, I don't think we have the personnel to do some of those things, and it's strange because I think we do. We have DeMario. We have Diggs. Diggs was getting trouble. Okay, then put DeMario on the slot instead. Put Diggs on the X, and man, have them both on the same side. Two quick guys. I don't know. I don't know. It's it just seems a little weird to me with the way how that game's going. Um, Variable, it was doing okay. Defense did fine. The exact, he did the best he could. Um, it was really just a battle of attrition, and the offense couldn't really reciprocate on how well the defense was doing. And this has kind of been the thing with the past all season long. Only one side was doing good. This happened towards the kind of mid-season when Williams and freaking and Spillane were hurt, right? Williams and Spillane were hurt, and it kind of caused some trouble there for the defense, but they kind of stuck it out a little bit. But that defense wasn't as good as it was. Oh, hey, how you doing? I'm just over here coping over last night's Super Bowl. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm now just talking about the coaching. But yeah, defense wasn't really all that bad when it first started out. Then Williams and Spillane got hurt, and it kind of went bad. So, yeah. It's just how it was. And I don't know. I feel like, yeah, we're going to have some big problems if that's how easily the defense can be, like, changed around if only two guys get hurt. And I think that, again, that just makes more questions for the offseason and what we're going to do for this draft. Just be happy you didn't bet 1 million on Pats, unlike Drake. Yeah, maybe I should be happy about that, huh? Maybe I should be happy about that, huh? Well, that's something. I didn't even know Drake did that. So many words. But yeah, so many words. Yeah, this is special teams was all right. I mean, it did what it did. I felt like maybe if you're just gonna put Henderson back there like they did in the fourth quarter, just you should have just had him there. And I mean, we were hardly using him. We were hardly using him, so just put him back there. Add some some type of threat for the returns. Shoot, put him and Jones back there. They're gonna have to give it to one of them, right? So, and sadly, we weren't able to really capitalize on anything there on special teams either. So, when they tried during that like fourth quarter, I think they had the punts and they had like double. They doubled both of the gunners, trying to get Jones some type of help. He tried to get up there. It went somewhere. Someone did a dumb block, and I pretty much got rid of that. But yeah, that's pretty much it there. It's gonna be a couple of questions we're gonna have to answer. If it happened, it sadly happened. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, obvious number one question is gonna be, what are we gonna do about that line? Again, I would not be surprised if we get another tackle. I would not be surprised at all. I'm just gonna say that right now. I would not be surprised if that happened. I'm really hoping that this is just maybe a first year, not everything is glued into place type of game. It's not like this isn't the first time it happened either. If you were watching the regular season, Pats, this happened several times where some of the play calling just it didn't seem to gel. There wasn't any rhythm to the play calling, and that's going to be that's going to be something that is probably going to be worked on again in the off season. We need a number one. I'm sorry, we need the actual number one net receiver. This was obvious the whole entire year. It really was. There's nothing I can say about that. I mean, Diggs, he did good. He did a good job, but we need an actual number one. And of course, there's like some off season, like there's some people who are gonna be free during the free agency, right? I'm kind of looking towards that one guy from the Colts. Was it Patterson? No, Patterson. I forgot his name, but that guy. And then there's maybe we can get AJ Brown, but no. Well, maybe he would want to work for Vrabel again. It worked out pretty well when they were in Tennessee, so could work out, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if he calls him up. Hopefully, hopefully he doesn't bring all that energy from the Eagles over there. But yeah, we need an actual number one. So defenses can just not, just kill us at the line. But and the third thing, obviously we're gonna have to pay some of the guys that we already have, like Gonzo. Played amazing. He's gonna have to get an extension, and we got enough for in the cap for that, so that's not really my problem. But one problem I really did have in the defense was just Walker was really just. I wouldn't say he was running all over him. He didn't get that much during those first 2.5 quarters. He wasn't really getting much, but you could tell the defense was getting tired. I think there was one scene where I think Drake just threw him interception, and the whole defense was okay, like they're gonna have to get back up, do your thing, get the ball back again. And by that time, they were gassed. They were gassed. Um, but there were some points earlier before that where we couldn't really get the pass rush. There was some time, and the pass rush was coming from the inside with Williams and Baltimore, and that that can only get you so far. So if we're ever gonna get a new piece, obviously I'm thinking either tackle or wide receiver, frankly. But if we're going by defense, and it's not like we don't have that many picks. We got a couple. It's gonna have to be edge. And I know people were saying, "Oh, there's some guys in the off season. You know, you can go over there and try to pick up what's his name from the Raiders. You can go pick that guy up, right? And pick him up. He's free. He'll be free." I'm like, I mean Crosby, he'll be free, right? I mean, I can I can see it, and he's a guy who can actually help out in the run block. He can also pass rush as well. I could see it, but I kind of wonder how much would he want. I wonder how much would he want, right? Because I don't know. It's not like he was asking for too much from the Raiders anyway, which was interesting. He didn't pull a Miles Garrett. He didn't pull that. But he seems like a guy who would stick to the team. And I just find it hard to believe that he would want to leave just when you're getting a new coach and you're going to get a new quarterback. And I don't know. I just find it hard to believe he would do that. He'd be willing to do that, just leave after all this. Though, again, they kind of treated him terribly during the later half of the season. Like, they did. They literally took him out just to tank. And I guess, I don't know. He might have felt a type of way about that. Definitely seemed like he did with his social medias. But yeah, I could see it happening. Maybe. Again, I don't know. Personally, well, I watch a little bit of college, and I don't really see anyone that's going to be coming in that's going to make that big of a different impact on the pass rush, um, with the picks we have. I can't see it honestly, but it's all right. It's fine. It's cool. Not really. Eh, that's one trade. That's the kind of trade I would kind of hope to make, but we're still in the rebuilding phase. We're still in the rebuilding phase, and I'm not too sure going for defense is going to be the right move. Even though I would argue if we had an actual pass rusher in there, like the game would be ultimately just changed. I don't think it would be. I think instead of maybe like 29-13, it would still be maybe like 24-13. I don't think it would be that much of a change, honestly. It'll be a lower score, maybe even 14-13. I wouldn't think it would be that big of a change in score, honestly. But yeah, I think it's just better to just go for a receiver, an actual number one, and getting an actual number one from the bottom of the first uh, second to bottom pick in the draft. It's not unheard of. Um, I can't think of any actual names that come to mind, at least from college, for the receivers that we would get by the time it gets to us. I mean, maybe some. It would have to be a guy who can actually get the contested shot, who can actually be speedy, and who knows how to do some serviceable route running, or maybe even a tight end. Honestly, Henry's getting up there in years. Hooper's gonna. Hooper's not really a receiving tight end. Honestly, he's not. Um, Again, maybe that could be something we saw in free agency as well. Though I don't know who you would pick. I don't think there's anyone really open during the. I mean, there's Kyle Pitts. I think. There's Kyle Pitts. I think. And I wouldn't do that personally. No, thank you. Maybe he'll get 5 receiving touchdowns. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe he'll get more than that if he comes over here. But yeah, no, no. Uh, I'm not too sure. I don't know. If there was a fourth thing, again, the fourth thing would be again. That's just something that's going to be natural, which is just to find a natural philosophy for his team and not try to chase after ghosts of teams past, because this team is not that team. This team is not those old Patriots. We cannot do it the same way like they did. We have to acknowledge that and play like that. And I know Vrabel is going to want to build the team in a certain way. And I'm not too sure if Josh knows how to call for that certain way of play. Offense wise, I could see Vrabel changing the team into what he kind of had during Tennessee, which would be a hard, run heavy, big line. Again, that kind of makes me wonder exactly why they make the picks they made, if that's what his vision is. Which it kind of works, because you see Moses over there, and he got some veteran linemen over there on the right side there with Moses. Again, we don't know how long he's going to be there. That's what I'm kind of saying. Get another tackle, because you don't know how long he's going to be there. Maybe switch Campbell to right. Depending on how long he wants to play. Moses wise. But yeah, it is. They got a lot of questions, and I don't. They have a lot of questions for the offseason. I think more than people realize, because if you actually watch them during the playoffs, there were hiccups. And the team did not gel well. A lot of the time for like there were times I can't even really answer. If you were to ask me, when was a time where they played all 4 sides of the game consistently for all 4 quarters? And I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't know how to. I would be thinking for a while, because that hasn't happened. Honestly, it really hasn't. And I'll be thinking hard before I think, oh wait, that never happened. There were times where the office was doing okay, and it wasn't. You look at some of the scores, and people will look at the scores and they're like, oh wow, this office is high flying. And then I go over here and I look at them, and then I look at what actually happened play by play, and I go back into the footage and I see, no, those games were not like high air rating type offense type play. They were getting by, and again, it's partially because of the teams they were playing. Again, I don't. Every team is an NFL team in the NFL. They're all NFL level athletes. I don't take the whole schedule thing that seriously. The fact that there's this many different teams that entered in the playoffs this year compared to last year, it kind of tells you enough. Um, Anyone could have had it, and Seattle won it. Um, but yeah, it's strange because those numbers can be very deceptive. Uh, if we actually look at the games we played and how we played them, and what calls were made, and how those calls were executed, sometimes the players couldn't execute those plays, and it made me wonder whether or not, how hard was Josh pushing this offense to go into his vision based off what he thinks they could do, or how reserved was he playing based off of what he knows they can't do. And depending on the answer, it makes me very concerned as to what's going to happen in the offseason. And I get why you see some of these guys like in like former players and stuff saying like, oh, don't be so sure that this can be like, oh yeah, don't be so sure that you're gonna be able to, your team's gonna be able to make it back up here. Just playoffs. Or, you never know. Like I'm not really that worried. The Bills are doing a rebuild. The Jets are the Jets. The Dolphins are doing a rebuild. Uh, the Ravens are doing a rebuild. I'm not going to be expecting a lot of these people to end up like fucking Mike McDonald. No, no. The Giants are doing a rebuild too. Um, there's going to be, we got like a good long while before those teams really start up to be good. Don't even get me started about the Steelers. Don't get me started about the Steelers. Um, I think we're fine. Bengals are the Bengals. The Chiefs. People saying, "Oh, the Chiefs are going to be back." Oh my God, Chiefs are going to be back, guys. Oh man, don't just you wait. They got Eric Bieniemy back. Oh my God, we're getting the team back together. Oh my God, we're all gonna get healthy again. Like, okay, sure, okay. Last time I checked, Cheeseburger Man's still calling the play, so I don't know if that's gonna work. Also, if you guys keep playing the way you play like last year, yeah, don't expect to win. Uh, Eagles are the Eagles anyway, but expect another ass whooping from Denver. That's all I gotta say there. But who knows if Bo Nix is going to be able to play the same way how he played given the ankle injury, because that that can change how you play for the rest of your life, depending on how you come back from it during rehab. So I think we got a good shot to make it up the same way next year. It just really does depend. Can we make the same level of good trades, the same level of off-season acquisitions? Can we make the same level of good decision making when it comes to drafting players? Uh, I'm not sure. We hit lightning in the bottle there, and I'll admit next year's gonna be harder. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a. I wouldn't be surprised if the first fucking week, when the NFL season starts again, we get the Seahawks. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. We're gonna be facing a lot more tougher teams. statistically speaking. I, again, I don't think we are gonna be like struggling or anything like that. I think now we're gonna have to actually step the gas to the pedal with actually acclimating Drake May into this offense. And I think there's gonna have to be some concessions from Josh to change the way how he does this offense. He's gonna have to change things. He can't do it the way as if Brady was there. Drake May is not Brady. He's not. He's a different kind of quarterback. And there were some points where I thought he was kind of getting that. And then there's other parts where he kind of wasn't getting that. You can use him to let him run with his legs. And when I say that, I don't mean having him just do fucking QB draws. Having him break his ankle. Like Denver. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you can have him help the line out by moving the line in the first place. You could have him help the line out by doing rollouts. You could have him help out the line by doing some RPOs. He has the legs to do it. Let him do it. And I'm not gonna say he has like the craziest of arms. He knows how to throw the deep ball at times when he's not under pressure. Right? But take advantage of those short throws. You don't need to have to get the big intermediate passes all the time. Because then you're going to get games like this where you just don't drive down the field at all. And it's funny because the only reason why we were actually able to get down the field in the fourth quarter was because we stopped doing that. We stopped trying to go for the freaking Hail Mary money balls, and we decided to go for intermediate passes and nicking and dunking and getting the yards when we can take them. And for some reason, we did not do that at all during the first, second, and third quarter. We didn't want to take the yards when we can take them. We wanted to get a Hail Mary. And it's not like we were playing aggressively to do that either. We just wanted to just do it and somehow think the defense is just going to sit there, hands in their pocket, not doing jack. No, they're not going to do that. This is not how that's going to go. This is the Super Bowl. They are going to blitz the shit out of you. And I'm surprised they did not have any real game plan against that. So this is going to be a big year for Josh to figure out what exactly this team is, what they can and can't do, and how to actually prop up their good points while erasing their bad points, or at least at the better yet, hide them. Make it so they don't need to worry about their bad points. Make it so that, you're going to be throwing a go route to Booty. That you're not just putting him out there against like number one the number one CB and over in Denver, like where he just had no chance at getting those balls. He's not that guy. He's a guy, but he's not that guy. Which again heads you back to the draft. We need a natural number one. Holy shit. But yeah, that's all I could say for the Pats. That's all I could say. Really. It sucks. Cause they lost this way, but not all too surprised, honestly. Not all too surprised at all. Yeah, it's a shame. You would expect better, but it seemed like they they got shell shocked. They had no clue how to stop this team, specifically on offense. Defense tried their hardest, and it was just frankly a battle of attrition, which inevitably led to the MVP making his MVP plays. Um, could have done better maybe with finishing the tackles and wrapping up. Other than that, really, that they really played the best that they could. There's nothing else I could say. Man, it's just wow. You hate to lose like that. And hey, hopefully this is gonna be a lesson for Drake. To not play hero ball when you don't need to. You did again. I keep going back to Josh. I keep going back to Josh. I just keep my mind just keeps going back to him. We're gonna see if he can actually help him out and make plays for him that are unique to him. Or are we just gonna see the same shit as before and have a disjointed, janky, clunky offense? We're gonna see. I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. I am already ready for the draft, and I think that's like what, next week? Not too sure. But yeah, it's gonna be one interesting off season. That's all I'm gonna say there. Do they even already have the whatchamacallit? Did they already have the play the 2027 schedule or 2026? Schedule. Did you already have that out? I would be surprised if they did. Sorry. That's alright. Let's see. Do they have that? I don't think they do. I would be surprised if they have a new one out. Yeah, I don't think they do. Yeah, no. Good. Man. But yeah. Man, it's just it's a piece of work. Yeah, I'm already, I guess, waiting for the draft now. Just waiting for the draft. We only have like I think like 6 picks anyway, so it's not like we can't trade anything if we really want to. We really got like the 31st pick, so it's neither here nor there. Oh, you can't see it here. What was the thing I had? What was it called? I had it in here in my folder. Where is it? Where is my draft folder? Where did it go? I can't find it. It should be here somewhere, but I can't find it. Oh. Oh, I think I know what it is. What's it called? NFL draft. Oh no, I don't know what the cause that. There you go. draft. Yeah, let's take a Tron. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Oh, it is like in a couple weeks. Look at that. Anywho, yeah, we already know Vegas is number one, and the Jets have number two. Um, yeah, we have like the 31st pick. What a pain. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know who we could possibly get. Who we could possibly get. In the in the positions that we would actually want. And when it comes to this draft class, because I'm pretty sure all the best are just gone by the time it gets to us. It's like unless we can pull out some trades with the picks that we have. Yeah, this is gonna be really hard. This is gonna be really hard. I don't know. I don't know. It's really like a full order. All the rounds. Yeah. That's what I want to see. I want to see all the rounds. You have the same order in the second round. Get the second to last one there. The third round gets a little more interesting. Only a little more. We get one more there. A few down. And then the fourth round, we just got a whole bunch. We just got a bunch. We just got like, I think 3 that we got from Chicago. And what was the other one? Oh no, did we trade one? I didn't think we did we? Oh no, I'm thinking about where was it? Oh yeah, that was there for the 5th. And 6. Yeah, we just got a whole bunch of 6s. Yeah, that's where I was thinking. We got a whole bunch of 6s. That's where I was thinking about. That we got from Pittsburgh in Kansas City. It was a 6th round where we had a whole bunch of them in. Some of them back to back. San Francisco as well. Possibly going to use those to trade up, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, that's pretty much that for that. Ooh. Oh well. On the drafting. Well, I guess that's all I have there for the Seattle Seahawks versus the Patriots. That's all I got there. Anyway, I really appreciate everyone who stopped by, said hi, lurked the background, chat around, and all the good stuff. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe because it really helps me out in the algorithm. And comment below, what do you think the score would have been when you first had it in your head before the game? I'm curious. You guys think it was going to be a low scoring game? Or you think it was going to be some type of high flying, explosive, offensive, spectacular? Personally, I didn't think it was going to be all too crazy. But I got proven wrong. It was even worse. But yeah, I will see you sea urchins next time. And yeah, peace. You wanted the meter. Oh, whatever, cowboy. Whatever. Anyway, I'm done. I gotta get ready in the morning. Peace. There's no meteors.